Hey, it's Lucretia, the Brave Agent, and today we are talking about how to work with buyers. So if you are ready, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing you have to do when you are working with buyers is schedule a buyer's consultation. In a buyer's consultation, you really want to get to know the buyer. If it's someone that you haven't had the pleasure of meeting, if it's not a family member, if it's not a friend, if it's not some acquaintance, you want to ask, questions, not too personal, but really get to know the buyers, right? You want to know things like, why are they moving? Are they relocating? Really want to know what the purpose of their move is, right? And with those specific questions, you're going to also ask questions like, what are they looking for? Are they looking for a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom? How many baths they're looking for? If they need a finished basement or partially finished, or if they need a basement at all. You need to know specifics when you're talking to your buyer, because you don't want to have them go out and look at houses that are not something that they want to live in. You want to let them know that you are here to make sure that they get the house that they want, a house that they love, and to make sure that the process will go seamlessly. So with the buyer's consultation, you want to really walk them through the home buying process from beginning to end. You want to let them know what each step will be and what it will entail. You're going to talk to them about reaching out to a lender and getting pre-approved, scheduling an inspection. You're going to talk to them about the appraisal process and closing. So there's a lot of things in between the things I just listed, but as a real estate agent, you know the process. You're going to be able to break down every single step that they're going to come across. So whatever questions that they have, you will assure them that, hey, I have your answer. If I don't have it right this second, I'm going to get your answer here to work for you on your behalf. You're working with a buyer. If you haven't heard the expression, buyers are liars, right? That is true in a lot of cases. So when you're out showing properties to a buyer, have your sheet with you, right? You're going to know, hey, they want 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. They want a 2-story. They want a large backyard. They want a swimming pool. They want whatever the list says, right? And you're going to be showing houses that fit that criteria, but they're not going to like it. For whatever reason, they're just gonna say, you know what, I didn't feel at home. I didn't feel like this is the right place for us, right? And then you're going to find that they're going to send you listings that are nowhere near the list of things that they gave you, right? They're going to say, I love this house, but you said you wanted a 3-bedroom. This is a 4-bedroom. And you said you wanted a 2.5 bath. And this is 1.5, right? So buyers change their minds. If they see something that's on the market that completely opposite or might be missing some of the things that they want in a home, I'm going to let you know. And you're going to get frustrated. Let me say that again. You, as a real estate agent, you're going to get frustrated. You are going to be like, this is nothing of what you said you wanted, right? You are going to experience these moments where you just want to just basically throw in a towel when you work with buyers. You want to quit. You want to just give up real estate altogether, but don't give up hope. You are there to make sure that the buyers are happy with the investment that they are contributing to. They are buying a home, and that is no small feat, right? That is no small thing that they're working towards. This is a huge investment. They want to make sure that they get what they want, how they want it, and it's going to drive you completely crazy. So if you didn't know that, I'm telling you now, you're going to want to quit when you're working with buyers most of the days, but don't give up hope. So when you are out showing homes, even if the buyer doesn't like the home, get feedback, right? I know that in showing time It asks for feedback. A lot of the listing agents want feedback. So getting that feedback from the buyer is important, because let's say out of that list of things that they want, that house has everything but this one thing. So get feedback. Like, how would you rate this home? How would you rate the price? Because sometimes the home has everything that the buyer wants, but it's listed too high, right? It's listed over their budget or whatever they're approved for, and they can't come out of pocket for the difference. So that feedback really would give you a great insight on, okay, well, maybe we need to take some things off of the list that are things that you really want. So maybe you can't get a 4-bedroom home. Maybe you can get a 3-bedroom home. You have a finished basement that you can use that extra room as an office, right? So you want to be able to really drive into the buyer's mind that there may be a time when this home has everything on your list that you want, but it is out of your price range. It's okay. Some of the things you can kind of do to kind of help with that is maybe look in different neighborhoods. The buyer might be really eager to move into a specific neighborhood, and I have experienced this. Want to move into this specific neighborhood because of the schools or because it's closer to their in-laws or parents, but they can't afford the neighborhood, right? They're not approved for the amount that is listed for. And it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. And maybe we can move to another neighborhood that's still close to your parents or in-laws. And that neighborhood has great schools as well. It's in your price range. So having that conversation up front is really important, because when you're dealing with buyers and you're going through that process and you did not let them know that up front, they can get very frustrated and very upset as well. So just communicate with your buyers and say, I see that we're not finding the home that you love in the neighborhood that you want. Let's look at this neighborhood instead. Shop as well, just like the neighborhood you want to move into. And the price ranges for the homes or a little bit more in your budget. So talk about negotiables and non-negotiables, right? That's a conversation that needs to be had when you do your buyer's consultation as well. And this will help with alleviating a lot of the stress as a real estate agent, and also alleviating stress for the buyers. So what are some of the things that can be negotiated on? Could be a finished basement. That could be a 2-car garage. That could be anything. So talk to them about what is negotiable, meaning the house that you love may not be in the neighborhood that you want, but it still is in a top rated school district. You can't find that 3-bedroom, but we can get a 3-bedroom with a office or a den or a finished basement with an extra room. About the negotiables as well as the non-negotiables, there are things that buyers will not budge on. If they want their child to go in a specific school district and they are adamant about that, that is a non-negotiable, right? But also, let's take a look at your budget. Are the homes in that neighborhood or in that school district feasible for your budget? Budget is $400,000, but everything in the neighborhood they want to live in is $600,000. Guess what? They're going to have a really, really hard time finding a home in that neighborhood for $400,000. It can be done. You might have to purchase something that's more of a fixer-upper and you make upgrades and fix specific things. They may not want to do that. That might be something that they're not looking to do. They want to move in ready home. So now we have to have that conversation like, well, want to live in is completely out of your price range. Either you have to come up with more money to cover the difference, or we have to move on to a different neighborhood, right? Tough conversation, but it should be had. It needs to be had so they can have a realistic view of this process. So with your buyers, you should also talk about some things that they want in a neighborhood. Maybe they don't have any children, so school district doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if they're close to any grounds or anything like that. So maybe the neighborhood. They have to live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of restaurants. We have clubs there. Usually those neighborhoods are in the city, right? So they might be looking for a in the downtown area. So really concentrate on asking questions like, what are you looking for in a neighborhood? Are you looking to be 5 minutes from the highway so you can get to work? Okay, let's concentrate in this area. We absolutely need to be close to number of fine dining. Okay, let's go over to this neighborhood. So understanding the neighborhood features that the buyers need is important as well, because some buyers be next to a recreation center where they can go swimming because they're swimmers, or they might want a community where they have a swimming area. They want to be in an HOA because they don't want to mow their grass or take care of landscaping. And a lot of HOA neighborhoods, they do that. So buyer about what important features in a neighborhood that they absolutely love. One of the biggest things that you absolutely have to talk to your buyers about is making an offer. So in this market, you have heard a million times that this is a seller's market, right? It still is a seller's market. So making a strong offer determine if you are left heartbroken over and over and over again, or mean that you won a house, right? You won the bid. So having that conversation of how to make an offer, meaning seller's market, and sellers are pretty much expecting to make a profit on the sale of their home. Understand that if a home is listed for $200,000, do not offer less than $200,000. Okay? Don't do it. They're not going to take it. They're not going to even bother to make a counter offer, right? Especially if they have multiple offers that came in already. Make a strong offer. What does that mean? Asking for nothing. Maybe a home buyer's warranty, which is pretty much standard, but you don't necessarily have to even ask for that. Don't ask for any concessions. No closing costs. If you are buying a home in this market and you don't have your closing costs, I need you to step back and save more money, because this is not the market to ask sellers for closing costs. That is something that is the responsibility of buyers. Do not go into this transaction thinking that the seller owes you anything, because they owe you nothing, and they will let you know that they owe you nothing because they will not accept your offer. You're making an offer, make a strong offer, right? You want to make sure that your buyer is comfortable with the offer that they're offering. I have seen offers that are offering over $20,000, $50,000 that have been accepted. But with that, they want to know, are you willing to pay the appraisal gap? Meaning, if the appraisal comes back for a house that's listed at $200,000, if appraisal comes back at $200,000, but you're offering $220,000, are you going to pay that $20,000 that's over the appraisal? Not willing to do that. If you don't have the funds to do that, I would suggest you not offer that much, because guess what? If you have a FHA loan, these appraisals, they're not going to give you more because you're offering $220,000, but the appraisal came back at $200,000. They're not going to pay that extra $20,000. They're not going to give you a loan for more what the house is appraised for. That is your responsibility, right? So I have seen that a lot of sellers are turning down these offers that are being made that are outrageously over the asking price. I mean, they know that these people are not going to be approved, especially if you have an FHA loan. They are turning these offers down, even if you are going over, and even if you are saying that, hey, we will pay that gap, right? Because there is a certain thing called the amendatory clause, meaning if you have an FHA or a VA loan, appraisal comes back less than what the house is being sold for, then the buyer can basically get out of the contract. Like, they can literally walk away from the transaction. Even if you say, hey, we're going to pay the appraisal gap, you do have that out of saying, we're not going to do it because the appraisal came back too low. So we're going to just walk away from it. So understand that making an offer that's not outrageously higher than the asking price, make sure that it is within the reasonable amount. If a listing is being sold at $300,000 and you offer 302, 305, something reasonable, something that will catch the seller's eye. Also, make sure you're not asking for any concessions. None. Absolutely none. Also, if you allow the sellers to have occupancy of the home even after you close for maybe 30 days to allow them to purchase their next home, that right there will absolutely boost your offer of the pile. I mean, it's going to boost it because that's what a lot of sellers are facing right now. Even though they're selling their home, they're actually looking for another home. A lot of people don't want to move twice. So if you let them know, we will give you 30-day occupancy, maybe even 40-day occupancy for you to look for your next home. So you don't have to move twice. Sellers are like, yes, this is completely what we need. We're going to go with this offer. So think about that. So we talked about working with buyers and having them understand the expectations of the process of buying a home, working with a real estate agent. But one of the most important things that you want to remember to do is to put your buyer's mind at ease, right? Keep them rational. Let them understand that this process is not going to be easy, not going to be fun. It's going to frustrate you. You're going to want to quit looking for homes. You're going to just say, I can't do this. I need a break. This is going to happen, especially in this market. They're going to go home, cry. They're going to blame you for not being the best agent that there is. It's all normal. Let them know this process is going to be a hard one. You, as their agent, you have to put them at ease and let them know that you're going to walk them through the process. You're going to go step by step with them. You're going to even hold their hand through the process, right? Because as real estate agents, we are therapists. We are doctors. We are everything and in between. We are here to make sure that they get the home that they love. So just make them feel comfortable, feel at ease, make them feel like they are being taken care of. And I guarantee that you will have a customer for life. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, hit that notification button. Leave a comment below. What do you do for your buyers? What's your process? How do you comfort your buyers in this market? What's your strategies with writing an offer? Everyone is having issues in this market, and let me say, I am one of them. I'm not gonna lie. But let's be transparent. Let's be encouraging to one another, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.